What's going on, people? Another off-the-cuff rant. I had posted one of my earlier videos about the minimum wage and why it's a bad idea. And I was looking at some of the responses, and it hit me why people are saying what they're saying. When you are allowed, as granted to you by the Constitution, for most areas, not everything, to have your freedom of speech, your opinion, it doesn't matter if that opinion is rooted in fact or any rigorous examination of the truth. When you start a company, because people are like, yeah, minimum wage, yeah, raise it, make it higher. When you have to write those payroll checks, when you have to go through your payroll account and look at this stuff, I guarantee you, and this isn't just Republican rhetoric, that if you jack up the minimum wage in certain areas, people are going to lose opportunity and jobs. It's out the window. And I thought, and it's like these people, most of the people who were weighing in on this commentary never had a business. They never had to pay anyone directly for money produced from their fruit of their labor. You know, you might be a VP signing checks off for a certain division, but the corporation, which was probably in existence before you even got there, is providing the money. When you have to write that check yourself, when you have to put forth that money, things are totally different. Totally different. Different conversation, different way you look at stuff. It's just different. But let's talk about the economy, because many people, if you're not a member of the my Facebook page, check it out. Conversations going on about the future. Now, there's a great deal of doom and gloom and bad things are going to happen. I think we're going to have a mixture. I don't think we're going to have a shit hits the fan scenario. However, I do think we will have certain economies in these United States of America which will have shit hit the fan scenarios. We already had Detroit going bankrupt. Now, what's so important about that, in the 1950s, Detroit was the second largest economy behind the United States. So how do you go from being in the world at the time, in the world, because they made stuff, they built stuff, they exported stuff. It was just a thriving metropolis. So how do you go from being at one point the second largest economy in the world to bankruptcy? Technology, future, outsourcing, this stuff is just going to increase. And the thing is, we are in the infancy. I know you're like, whoa. No, we're in the infancy of this stuff. It's just happening. But once again, many people are pretending, hoping, wishing, dreaming that it doesn't happen, or it doesn't get that bad, or it is. It is. Now, what can you do to protect yourself? Because I don't believe we're going to have a total meltdown in the United States. I believe there will be certain economies that will be stronger. There will be certain cities that will be stronger. I mean, if you were in Texas during, quote, the Great Recession, there was no recession. They kept building because they produce They produce energy. So when you're producing a maker, a creator, a builder, it doesn't provide you, of being bulletproof, but it does provide a thicker hide to take the licks. So with that, you have to get into the creator mode. You have to get into building the business mode. And I've always I hear these arguments, everyone's just not cut out for entrepreneurship. Bullshit. You just don't want to do it because you can work your job. And whether you work or not, we used to call it shamming in the military. You can sham and still get paid. Whereas if you have a business, you can't sham and still get paid. So many people are just not accustomed to working as hard as they would if they had their own business. That hands down is a big part of it. I will not be so myopic to say that's the thing, the whole deal. The biggest reason that most people do not start their own business is not talent, it's not a lack of access to capital, it is low fucking self-esteem. You don't think you can do it, you don't think you deserve it, you just like, oh, this for the other people, it's not for me. And that's it. How many of you, raise your hand if you have worked for an idiot? You work for a guy or you work for a girl who owns this company and they are a fucking idiot, but they're signing your paycheck. Hello. You played the game to win. I love Herm Edwards. And it's just that you have so much evidence of what you can do, what you can create. Now, one of the things that I'm doing, and there'll be more of this at the end of the video, I'm creating a local meetup group that's going to address some of this stuff. But you have to figure out something and get started. Many people are, I want to be the next Bill Gates. Good luck with that. I want to be the next Zuckerberg. Good luck with that. Many people are predicating their would-be business success on venture businesses when their ideal may not fit the concept of a venture business. Venture business is something that you can scale up and get millions and millions of users really, really quickly, then later on either sell or somehow monetize the platform. That is a totally different game than building a Subway or, owning 10 Subway franchises. It's a totally different game. It's a totally different business model. But you have people who are looking at building their lemonade stand using venture business model building tactics and wonder, why doesn't it work out? I'm not saying you can't make it happen using some of those things, because certain business principles are immutable. I don't care where you are. They just don't change. Well, except on the internet, where eyeballs could be worth more than real cash. However, if you look at the valuation of Uber, I don't know what it is. Last time I checked, it was like 40 billion. That's more than American and Delta Airlines combined. But Uber makes cash. Now, this is one of the different things. Now, Uber is a venture business model, but Uber makes cash and has made cash, had revenue from day one because of how they run the thing. So when you look at those business models and become all starry-eyed and just, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Look at all those billions. And then that's another game, because you was like, well, this company, based upon cash infusion, has a market capital valuation of $10 billion, yet the company has not made $500 million since it's been in its existence. That is potential market cap. And many of them do not ever materialize those projections. So you got to be real careful. It's like, well, this company is worth blah, blah, blah. Some other stuff. Now, for the people who want to start a business, and this is one of the reasons that eBay and Amazon are so damn attractive. They have the customers, they're well known, they brand it, they do advertising, marketing, and there's all kinds of stuff. So if you could somehow take your product over there and leverage all that, makes a lot of money. There are people making, $30,000 a day on Amazon, gross sales. There's some people doing $100,000 a day, gross sales on Amazon. However, you got a problem. And this is some that you hear from all of those folks who are doing Amazon. But if you sit down and talk to someone who started doing FBA maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, there's a common affliction that happens to everyone. Their margins start to deteriorate because it's a dynamic system. So if you have widget A and you're selling it for $65 and you're getting it really good, really cheap, so you're making $22, $25 per widget, that's not going to last long, because someone's going to say, whoa, well, he's happy with 25. I'll take $20 profit. And then someone's going, oh, fuck that, I'll take 15. Oh, fuck that, I'll take 12. Well, really, if I can sell X amount of widgets, a profit margin of $2 per widget, it is sustainable. And thus, the race to the bottom. Yeehaw! Let's ride this horse to hell. And that's what happens. So you don't hear about the deteriorating profit margins. You don't hear about the mad repricing schemes that have to happen. You don't hear about that. You're just like, woo, I need all of this money. Every time I see an Amazon FBA screenshot, first question in my mind, what is the net profit? I'm going to tell you something. I had a business before I got into storage auction business. I had a business that did 1.2 million gross sales in a year. Sure did. Contract office furniture business. Sure did. 1.2 million. Now let me tell you what happened. I had so many fuck ups that year. I had so many things go bad. It was ridiculous. After the cost of goods and the cost of fuck ups was, and if you don't know, when someone installs cubicles or office furniture in your building, there's something that comes on that's called a punch list, because sometimes installers don't put end caps on. Somehow the wiring doesn't work, or they can't plug their monitors in, or the electrical strips. There's some shit that always happens that you have to go back and fix, thus the punch list. And you do not get your final payment until that punch list is satisfied to the customer's requirements. So 1.2 million, I'm gonna keep saying that, $1.2 million gross sales in 1 year. So after the cost of goods, after the cost of installers, I had a major fuck up that cost me $100,000. At the end of the year, my net income was $60,000. Whoa, wait. There was taxes. So $1.2 million in sales, and I ended up with less than maybe $20-something thousand in spendable income. Let me say that again. 1.2 million in sales in a calendar year, and I ended up with less than $20,000 in spendable income. So when you see those big ass numbers and those nice screenshots, ask yourself, what is the net? I would have been happier with making 100,000 in gross sales with like a 9% profit margin. I would have been thrilled. I wouldn't have worked the 80 to 90 fucking hour weeks. Seriously, it was insane. It was insane. Because when you are a boutique contract office furniture business like that, you don't have the benefit of the bigger credit lines. You don't have, there's just so many things that you just don't really get the benefit of. And that's why I'm always like, what is the net? I don't care if, X seller is doing like 1 million a year, 2 million, 4 million, 5 million a year. What's the cost of goods? What's the net? What's the burn rate? There's so many things. How fast is the profit margins suffering degradation? What is going on? And that's one of the things I look at. And so if you're looking at that stuff, understand that once you really get into it, it's going to get tougher and tougher and tougher and tougher. And my point is, if you're going to do all of that, why not put some of that energy and effort into your own thing, your own business? This is for my clients, and there are many people, because there's a group of somebody was like, going away from Amazon is idiocy. Do you know how many brands will not allow you to sell their shit on Amazon? Thousands. They will not do it. There's certain things I search for, I can't find on Amazon. I have to go to their website, because they know that if they allow too many people to get their product and just go bananas, that their profit margins are going to diminish overnight. So to maintain profitability, they control where their items can be bought. You buy an Apple computer, right? You buy from Best Buy, you go to the Apple store, you go online, you go on Amazon. roughly wherever you go, they're pretty much the same price, because Apple will get rid of your ass if you start massive discounting. They will see you, fuck you, goodbye. And you hear this stuff, and the thing is, if you understand my history, I used to read Inc. magazine when I was in high school. I have been studying business models for 30 fucking years. So when I hear all this stuff, Amazon, oh, eBay, you're going to hit a ceiling. Now, as a former, and let me be clear about that, a former eBay seller that got up to the point of selling 2,000 to 4,000 items per month, I think I know a little bit about the marketplace. And it's one of the reasons I don't do it. And it's one of the reasons that I recommend to my people. And then you get people come onto the video, no Amazon, no eBay, Alberta. Well, we can do eBay. Where, Glenda? Where the fuck can you go and replace that traffic? Well, if you ain't selling shit, bitch, the traffic means nothing. And there's a lot of people who are not selling shit. They're barely fucking making it and working their asses off. You know, their fingers used to be this long, now that's long, because they worked them down to the nubs. Yet, I'm still here. If you are a 5-year, 10-year eBay or Amazon seller, I want you to ask yourself this question. If you had taken that energy and applied it to your own thing, your own website, would you be worse off or better off? And be honest. Because I talk to a lot of these people. I'm not going to mention any names, but I talk to a lot of these people. Would you? Because when you see the $100,000 a day, that's not the norm. That's like, writing. I actually had to take a step back because I had an atypical event with my writing career. I was actually able to make enough money to live on. That is kind of rare. There are more people than ever making money as writers, but it's not the norm. And just like the mega Amazon seller, it's not the norm. The mega eBay seller, it's not the norm. Just for the average person with no business experience, and this is something that I see time and time again. Whenever I'm watching someone that just gets on Amazon FBA and they're killing it in 2 or 3 years, I always go, what is the secret ingredient? And I was listening to one guy, then his uncle had all these connections. I was like, that's it. Sometimes you can have a person who is brilliant, but they have no money, they have no connections, and they just can't get anywhere. Then you have someone who is stupid and my uncle, he's a billionaire, and he opened a few doors for me. That's it. That's it. It can be so huge. I used to work for a guy whose father started the company, and I didn't know it at the time, but the way he would talk, you would think that he came out the mother's womb with the ability to sell ice to Eskimos and water to seals. And then when I finally got in the company and did a little research, talked to a little people, the dude inherited a company that was 30 years old with an awesome paydex, well known, and I was like, you a 30-year-old corporation? You could buy a house with a 30-year-old corporation. You could just you could buy a building. At that level of business, it's incredible what you can do with something that old, mature, and well protected. And I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. But you hear it's like, hey, I was like 2 years old and I was selling Similac to the other kids at the daycare center. Yep, sure was. No, no. So that's one of the reasons I used to like Paul Harvey. Like, what's the rest of the story? So ask yourself that. But I think if you have your own products and you want to do eBay and Amazon, that is a hell of a lot better than going out and buying a product. And no, you won't get the home runs, and you'll go to some store. I've experienced that. I know what the joy is. It's Sunday afternoon. It's 5:40. 558, and your item goes off at 6, and it's at 100, and it's at 200, and it's at, whoa, shit, 950 in the last seconds. It's exciting, it's addicting, but it's not the norm. It's just not the norm. You're better off with a predictable business model, with something you can make or constantly get and sell for a certain price over and over again. That's just going to make you more money, more consistently long term, and be more fucking sane. So I get that, but if you're making your own products and you're selling them there, all right, that's to me is better, and that's something that I recommend. Now I know there are people who are resellers. I know how you get, I gotta sell some shit. I mean, it's an addiction. buying and flipping is an addiction, and it can really run your life if you don't step back and really ask yourself, what's the end goal here? And that's one of the reasons that I really push people: make your own shit, make your own shit, build your own stuff, create your own stuff. And sometimes when you create something, you have to tear it apart. And that's one of the things I did. I got rid of one of my email lists. It's like, it was 5,000 people. See you, this is the last email you're going to get from Glendon Cameron. I had a lot of angry emails. It's like, why the fuck do I have to sign up again, Glendon? Well, fuck you. Well, prove Lord. And it wasn't that. The list composed of a lot of people that were looking for information that I was no longer providing. So it didn't really make any sense to keep the list and keep doing what wasn't working. So I moved on. And then I moved to other things. So you have to understand, if you want to build a business, if you want to move forward and protect yourself in this crazy economy that's only going to be very polar. You're going to have people who are going to do amazingly well, and hopefully it'll be you. You're going to have people who are going to be sucking ass. They're going to have a master's degree, fucking PhD. They're going to have all that stuff, and they're going to be looking to make some money. Some of them are going to be taking it in the ass or sucking dick so they can buy food for their family. Straight up. We're already there. There's a lot of well-educated people who are whoring themselves out in some manner because they can't make it in the traditional sense. That's just reality. It's reality. I put up an ad on Craigslist for an assistant. I got 250 replies in the first day. It was a $10 position. $10 per hour. $10 fucking dollars per hour. 250 people. Some of the resumes, I was, master's degree, MBA. And there was 2 PhDs on there. I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting. And I didn't call them back. And this was some time ago. But the whole deal is, what I'm telling you is, you have to be able to get over your low self-esteem and create something. Now, for those of you who are at the end of the video, I have a local meetup group. Disruptive Business Tactics. I had another one. Didn't like the rest that was going in, so I got rid of that one and changed this one. Now, what I'm going to do with Disruptive Business Tactics, you're going to love this. If you show up, I'm going to train you for free. Ooh. Well, actually, it's not free. You got to get in your car, you got to spend gas money, and you got to show up and you got to pay attention. So those are costs. It may not be out of your wallet. Here's my credit card. Here's some cash costs, but those are costs. Nothing in life is free. And I'm going to have sessions, an hour and a half, and I'm going to train you how to do X, Y, and Z. Now, if you fucking can't make it, I'm going to charge you for the training. I'm going to say this 2 or 3 times because people get confused. If you show up, training is free. I give you the magic jelly beans, the full Monty. I even have seals and penguins doing tricks. You get all that. If you don't show up, if you can't make it, you have to buy the paid training. Once again, you show up, you get in. It's free. You don't show up, you have to buy the paid training. Now, I know I'm seeing overly redundant while I'm doing this, because I'm going to have someone who's going to listen to this and can't make it and like, hey, can I get it for free? And I'm going to be like, fuck you. No, these are the tactics. Now, I have a nice, wonderful facility. It's a nice meeting. Holds about 35 people. So, first come, first serve. That's another element. Since I'm paying for this meeting spot. So that's how that's going to work. And it's in the first class. It's going to be getting started. How to start a business in 30 days. What kind of business? Addressing this. What the hell do I do? What the hell do I do? And I'll break down venture business. I'll break down lifestyle business. I have a lifestyle business. And I'll break down physical businesses. I know it's because many people are trying to apply physical business tactics to a venture business, and it just doesn't work. Many people go, oh, the internet's, levels the playing field. No, the fuck it doesn't. The internet's a brand new fucking playing field. And I see people who do well in the physical world, and this is why I came up with this premise. And then they come online and they just can't make it work. So understand, it's a different business model, it's a different playing field. So we're going to discuss all of that stuff. So that's the deal. For those of you who are here, I'm going to make you a special offer. And this is right off the top of my dome. What I'm going to do is offer the people who get to the end of the video, who know they can't make it, but want the training, $500, year access. So whatever meetup I have, you didn't make it, $500. I'll send you a link after the meetup. You get the information. If you're in the Hustler Mindset Project, you get it. You don't have to worry about it. You're already set up. You're fine. You're good. You're good. And I'll put a link there if you want to join the Hustler Mindset Project. So that's it. Hopefully I was clear enough that you got it. All right, this is Glendon. I'll see you on the good side.